What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. I am excited to be here as per the usual. As per the usual. Hold on, let me take care of this here. Yeah, kick ass. If you haven't heard Thrawn, you gotta do her. You gotta get that done. You gotta hear a band called Thrawn. These guys are amazing. I assume they're guys. Sorry. I don't want to get lectured for that, the whole guy-girl thing. When I say guys, like, I refer to my whole class. I mean, I guess that's not okay anymore. I mean, I guess, like, I'll just be like, hey, guys, how's it going? You know, like, I guess that somebody might take offense to addressing an entire group as guys. I'm told. And I have a cat hair lingering somewhere in here. Lord knows where. How are you? Eddie Shar. Pedro! Where is this hair located? Where is it? Where are you? Fight me. Ah, there it is. Look at, you can see it. Nah, sons of... That's the only downside to having cats. And I mean the only downside. A lot of people, I hate listening to people hate on cats. There's, you know, those people that just like, they're dog people and they have to like go out of their way to let you know just how much they don't like cats. Like, we're not cat people, you know, like shit like that. I don't give a, like, you never really hear someone go, yeah, we're not dog people. And cat lovers never do that. They're like, dogs? Fuck yeah. Give me where's a dog? I don't have any, but I'll pat one. That's the way I am. I'm with other people's dogs. I'm a dog patter. A dog patter. I have several that I see in my daily life, actually, believe it or not. And I pat them all. I pat them all. Not to mention, I disc golf in one of the most popular walking areas in my community. So there's always dogs out there, patting dogs, talking to dogs. Don't give a fuck about the people. You generally won't hear that. But then there's like the cat, the dog people are like, I don't like it. Yeah, we don't care. Anyways, what are you guys up to? How are you? I have a half day at work today, so I decided, well, why not? Instead of coming home and getting adult work done, I'm not going to call it adulting. I'm too fucking old for that. I hate, if you're 30 years old, if you're over the age of 30 and you're using the term adulting, come on, you got to be better than that. Yes, life happens. No sound at all. Well, I see sound in my section. Weird. It says there's sound. Sound is back. Sound is back. It's back. Fuck. I'll bet you there was a copyright thing. And here we are. We're back. I guess we're back. We're back, question mark. All right. Let's try this again and nuke my thing. All right. That was annoying. I hate that. Technical difficulties. I'm assuming it was a copyright thing. I'm gonna have to. I wasn't playing anything. I wasn't playing anything crazy. Let me know if it nukes me again. That's quite irritating. Quite irritating. In any event, all right, we're back to it. So my theory was, why have I not given the pedals the same courtesy as I gave the amps? And why can I hear Slipknot on here now? I didn't intend on Slipknot being on this. I'll just have to talk over this blah 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 blah. All right, I think we'll be okay now. All right. That's really annoying that you can't just listen to music in the background. It's not like, I mean, for fuck's sake. Some kid can go and make a video on TikTok hand dancing to a popular song too. No words about it. They just hand dancing to a popular song, and they have 1 million followers. No copyright, no nothing. Just, hey, look at me, hand dancing. I guess I should start hand dancing on TikTok. There's no universe where I will ever have a TikTok. I just want to point that out. I don't have one. I thought about getting one for the no, I just can't do it. I can't do it. Anyways, going back to it, I want to give the same courtesy to pedals and the NAMM. This is it. We have it loaded up right now with the MXR Zakk Wylde. We're going to be going over a whole bunch of different pedals and a few different amp sims. Now, I've got a free one here. Let's go to the screen. For the small lineup today. We may or may not get to these. We'll see. I have the free Audioity L12X. This thing is a tone monster. And you might not think it, but this is my favorite free amp sim ever made. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it. This standard channel here that is just. And I had an idea that I was speaking to Luca about earlier today about potentially how you could make this plugin maybe even just a touch cooler. We'll see. Anyways, it's pretty damn cool as it is. But here we are. Now this will be one of the many canvases, the 4 canvases we're working with today for the pedals. Next, we have, let me get this closed here. Oh, we have the Diesel VH4 from Brainworks and Plugin Alliance. You can go get this at Plugin Alliance during sale times. I've seen it as cheap as $10. Yeah, $10. And I've seen it. I mean, it's got a reasonable regular price. This thing doesn't come with any pedals at all. And these are amazing plugins where you don't have to bypass a bunch of like stock pedals to get to the goods. Guys, if you're living inside your suites and you're only using the pedals that they're giving you in the suites, you are missing out, and you are just missing out. I'm gonna for something like an Archetype. Okay, fine, just use what's in the box. That's cool. But like, even with anything like the fully licensed stuff that, for example, Neural DSP and Softtube stuff and so many other plugins, Nimbrini Audio, having a nice pedal plugin collection can be pretty awesome. However, there are a lot of pedals out there that don't have a pedal plugin dedicated to them, and I'll tell you why that is before we get into this. Yes, we talk a lot here. I mean, it happens. Now, why is there not a... It seems like kind of something easy to do, right? Not so much. Sometimes coding a pedal from analog can be as difficult as coding, or more difficult than coding an entire amplifier. For example, the Boss Hyperfuzz is schematically one of the most complex pedals out there. And there's a reason that doesn't exist, because in order for it to exist, a developer would have to take a very long period of time to execute that and code it properly if they're concerned about authenticity and actually having a good plugin. Getting that out there and putting it into a plugin, and then, you know, getting a UI made and everything else that's involved with the plugin, by the time you're done that, you probably could have done 2 or 3 other products. And if this isn't just a hobby business, if this is something where the developer is, it's their livelihood, we have to remember that. And so that's a huge risk, especially for a pedal plugin that you're probably not going to do an MSRP of what? You're probably not going to do anything higher than $40, $50, maybe somewhere in that. And even then, I mean, maybe 60, maybe $60 standalone on its own. You might get away with that if the pedal is really popular, because people might be like, okay, fine, fuck it, I need this, you know. In that case, they would, right? It's nice to have a pedal collection. Now, here's the thing. What about those pedals that just don't exist on the plugin market? How are you going to ever get to use those? And what if there's pedals that, you know, there are plugin versions of, but they're just not, they just didn't nail it. You want something that really sounds really great. What about the Neural Amp Modeler? I bring you the Neural Amp Modeler. This thing is amazing, and I have a pedal collection right here. I'll show you. This is my pedal collection. So far, these are all the profiles I have managed to acquire, and there are more out there. So there's like tons and tons and tons of fuzz pedals, tons of tube screamers, tons of really unique beasts, lots of clones out there, really neat clones that people have put some time into. Some of these, yeah, they're gonna suck. I mean, like, the profile is, as we all know, anything that involves a profile, let me be clear, if it's a turd, it goes in a turd, it's gonna come out a turd. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's like a crap in is crap out. If the profile is shot poorly or captured poorly, just like an impulse response, if it's not done right, I don't care if it's, this is a $2,000 cabinet, handmade in Italy. No one has ever seen this cabinet. It lives behind a vault. I am going to capture it for the first time. And then say the guy doesn't know what he's doing? It's a turd. Gonna be a turd. You can sell a turd. So you get it. This is how I look at it. This is the same thing as doing a profile for like a Kemper or anything that involves profiling. Anything, literally anything that you have to profile. It's only going to be good if the person that's profiling it knows what they're doing. There's no universe where it's just as simple as hitting a button and it's done. That's not how Kemper profiles are made. You need to know how to mic a goddamn cabinet really, really well. There's so much that can go into it to get it. Sure, anybody can make one, but making a good one that people are going to hit and really say, ooh, wow, that sounds a lot like the amp. Holy shit. So that's what we're after. Bo, what's going on? Pedro, how are you? Everybody, nice to see you today. Now, today, I am just using it's a tuned in D standard. I was using it a bit yesterday. Charvel Skatecaster with a Seymour Duncan Jazz and a DiMarzio Super Distortion over here in the bridge. It is a pretty easy-going guitar. It's pretty versatile. It's good at chugs. If you can't chug in E flat and D, by the way, you don't deserve to chug. That's what I'm gonna say. It doesn't need to be tuned low to really, really hit you in the chest if there's a bass behind it. Isn't that, imagine that. All right, cool. I actually initially I was like, the pedals were an afterthought, but then I'm realizing now that these are truthfully incredible. A lot of them are really well done. And from what I understand, it's easier to shoot a pedal than it is an amp anyway. So, that being said, and here's the other thing. You may think, well, I mean, there's so many ways to set a pedal. How can you, hang on. Let me stop you right there. Is there though? Are there that many ways to set every pedal? Or is there maybe 5 or so traditional ways that most people use to set up most pedals? With a Tube Screamer, arguably, there's like 3. So I mean, you're really only looking at three profiles to get the entire pedal of use as to how you would probably use it yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So in that case, I mean, yeah. Is this the end of pedal plugins as we know it? I don't know. This is definitely, the Neural Amp Modeler is definitely never going to replace a good, properly well-coded amp sim done with development and care and research. It will, it just can't. At this point, I don't think it comes close. Although some people are like, man, I'm going to get rid of all my amp sims and throw them out. I got the Neural Amp Modeler now. Yeah, that's good for you. But for me, I'm still going to keep amp sims around. Because, I mean, profiles are as mentioned, as good as the pro. Not to say that a plugin's not as good as the coder, but you get where I'm at. I just don't think the response is all the way there yet. But is it going to get there? Who knows? However, on the other side of it, pedals. Ooh-wee. Let's get started with the L12X. By the way, the other two pedals in our line, or amp sims in our lineup today, we've got the Nembrini Audio MRH 810 V2, and last but not least, the Ampcraft 1992, the best block letter in my opinion. Maybe not the entire team here, but my opinion is that this is the best 5150 plugin ever created. And if anyone that comes out from here on that isn't at least trying to be better than this one, I don't know if I got time for it, because this one right now currently sits at the top of the heap as far as 5150s go. Man, this is awesome. So yeah, here's what this one be sounding like. Well, let's just get started with the L12X. And someone who was poking fun of me yesterday, they're like, man, the amount of times that I was tweaking a pedal that was bypassed, and I'm like, calm down. You just gotta chill out. I'm working with an on and off signal chain here. Calm down. Now, as far as impulse responses go today, I'm going to be working with a current pack that is under development right now with a company called Valhalla. We're working on a signature pack, if you will, with them. And I've got some of the would-be potential selections right here, and we're going to talk about them as they're being used. And I may go in and out of these as we go, depending on which sims we're using, just because I want to test these as well. Okay, now let's just see what our tone is like without nothing. With this is just straight up the modeler here, or just the amp. That sounds pretty good to my ears. Too much level. It's too hot. And this is that the Super Distortion really does sound very unique to itself. I don't think there's another another pickup out there that sounds like the Super Distortion. It's super unique in that it just has this way of biting, and it's got this fizzy, but not like an annoying way fizzy, if that makes any sense to. There's a lot of people out there that believe that the Super Distortion is the best pickup ever made, and I don't know about that. But I think it's definitely got its place. I hope you guys. NAMM is its own thing. Hold on, just impulse response slow. Trying to keep up here, guys. Trying to keep up, while also not losing the flow and keeping my voice moving, so I don't want to get copyright nuked for anything. I saw yesterday's video actually got a fair bit of views, and Gregor over at SynMix got a hold of it, and the nicest dude, he actually sent me his just went ahead and sent me his his NAMM profile pack. So we'll be checking that out on another stream. As yesterday I told him, buddy, your profiles literally saved my stream yesterday, by far. I mean, not to say that his are the best and the only ones that are great, but let's see. All right, so sizzle. Sounds pretty good. Now, let's try the pedal. Yeah, heck yeah. So here we go again. Let's tighten it up. Well, isn't that nice? Wow. Gosh, that sounds great. How's the guitar volume? Is it too loud? Is it not loud enough? What's going on? Man, I thanks so much, Pedro. I like this guitar as well. I got it for a song and a dance on the local marketplace. It came originally with a set of EMGs in it, and that's what it came with stock. And I wish I had kind of hung on to those, but I was kind of more of this get them out kind of. I wasn't hanging on to anything at that point. And this guitar, like I said yesterday, it'd been the home of, so many sets of pickups have been in this guitar. And I'd like to say this is the last set it'll have, but I'm having doubts about the Super Distortion. The Seymour Jazz, I was kind of a hater of the jazz for a while. Not just of like the genre jazz, because gosh, there is no love lost between myself and jazz music. There is no love lost there at all, guys. I respect it, but gosh, do I dislike it a lot. But that's beside the point. This pickup, however, woo-wee, it's just such an awesome neck pickup. Such a great neck pickup. It just bites the right way. I really enjoy it so far. That sounds good. Let's see what else we got. All right, cool. So that was the Sin Mix MXR Zakk Wylde. And you can get that for free, by the way, over on Tone Hunt. If you haven't been on Tone Hunt yet and you've tried the Neural Amp Modeler and you're just like, I can't find any profiles, Tone Hunt's where it's at. That's where you need to be. And everything will be taken care of there. The 1990, like how specific is this? The 1994 Metal Zone Diesel Mod Pack V2. What? Let's try that. Why not? What is the Diesel Mod 2? Call me overly curious, but what exactly is the Diesel Mod for a Metal Zone? What is that? What does that entail? What is I need to know what that means. Is that just something that this dude or this person made up? Stretching up my back a little bit. Sorry, folks. Yeah, the jazz. I'm hooked on the jazz. Super hooked on this jazz pickup. It's probably gonna live in this guitar. It sounds like they were meant for each other. You know, that Sarah McLachlan song came on, and there's everything. There was this harmonious feeling. As far as the Super Distortion goes, not 100% sure just yet. It has yet to really sell itself on me fully, but it feels kind of like it was meant to be in this guitar. Oh, it sounds so good. Man, you know what I was thinking about doing the other day? I was thinking, why don't we do something where I learn a riff and I play the riff for you guys in streams, and they'll be like, just list the rolling until someone guesses it. It'll stay, and I'll play it in streams until somebody eventually gets it, and eventually the person that gets it will win a plugin. I asked a couple of different developers about that, and they were all over it. Be like, yeah, that sounds super fun, especially if you're picking something that's not like I'm not about to be like, hey guys, what's this riff? As long as old Larnell's not playing the game, right? Old Larnell's never heard Enter Sandman before. That still kicks me in the pants every time I see that video kind of scroll across. I don't take it out of there. It just like, it reminds me that I watched it every once in a while, and I'm just, oh, that Larnell. Those Drumeo guys. All right, what do we got here? Sorry, guys, build up. I will say, super duper. Yeah, I did read that one. I had thought about the super distortion. I really did think about it as the neck pickup. I was thinking. It was real close, and then I just read like varying opinions on whether or not it. People like a lot of people really hated it as a neck pickup that I read. So I was like, I don't want to do that. It's just work. You know what I mean? So if I have a classic overdrive made after the Zakk Wylde overdrive came out, there'll be a switch inside that turns it into Zakk Wylde. Wait, hold on. Classic overdrive made after the Zakk Wylde came out. There will be a switch. Really? I did not know that. I wonder if everybody knows that. That's good to know. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. It's a lot different as a neck. Yeah, I got really lucky. This is this jazz pickup here was actually in the I think it was in the Paul Stanley Iceman when I first got the Paul Stanley Iceman, I think. And I ended up getting rid of the neck pickup, or so I kept the neck. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. I kept the neck pickup, which is obviously sitting right here, and then no. Wait, I sold that pair. This is one I got this little package of pickups. This guy was selling a little package of pickups locally, but they'd all been drilled out for direct mounting, and he was acting like they were done forever. Like he was like sitting there like, I don't know, man, they're not really useful to anyone after I drilled them out. I was like, I'm pretty sure there are other people in this universe that have direct mount guitars. Anyways, Metal Zone working pretty good as a boost here. I know Cannibal Corpse for years has used it. So again, here's without. Sorry for the boomer riffs, bro. Sorry, bro. My God, I played a pentatonic. Pentatonics are so boomer. Pentatonics are for boomers, bro. Wait a minute. Y'all know that sweep picking's been around longer than probably longer than the blues, right? I don't know if they know that. I don't know if they know that sweep picking's been around and legato have been around since probably arguably before blues music even came into the picture. Wait, what came before? What's the generation technically? Oh man, the thing that just came to my mind, I can't say it out loud because it was really rude. But what is the generation called before boomers, technically? And then before that, like, I mean, obviously all those people are dead. But was there a name for those, not any before boomers? I mean, pretty much all the people before. Anybody that grew up listening to live classical music from the originals, I'm talking about those people. People that didn't have, all they had to listen to, it was stuff that, you get where I'm going. Really, really old people. So that's wow. That's the next file. So it's using, I don't like that one. Fuzz-like, my settings. Okay, need a little extra oomph from the gate here. and like that, clamped. Cool. All right, so I wanted... I'm convinced that anybody hates on a Metal Zone didn't grow up in the era that when it was released, because everybody and their sister, when that pedal came out, everybody and their sister had one because it gave you, it gave your little PV Bandit that little extra bit of Metallica that you needed. All right, so again, if you have any pedals that you want to hear, let me know. I'm just going through a bunch of random stuff today and just trying things out, I guess. I don't know. Seeing where we're at. I downloaded Dead Horse, the Bulb Edition. Thank you so much to whoever did this. Let's check it out. Is it great? I hope it's great. It's great. That sounds great. That sounds great too. That all sounds good. What's going on here? I think I accidentally added an intro at one point. That's a great riff. It's a superb riff. I remember trying to learn it and being like, no, it's not going to work out for me. It's going to take up too much time. So back. Had to take a call. No problem, buddy. All right, that sounded pretty good. That's sounding pretty good, it is. Oh, gosh, I really like that. Whoops. Well then, yeah, a Dead Horse that doesn't suck. There are no Dead Horses on the market right now. The closest you're going to get to a Protone Dead Horse is getting the Audi, the Green Reaper, and putting it in Bronco mode. That will get you about as close as you're going to get these days to, but it's still going to be lacking. Like the Bulb model had this nifty little attack switch on it where you're just like, bing, mini switch, boom, give you more of that. I don't know what to tell you. If you've never tried a Protone Dead Horse, you're like, oh, it's just another screamer. Give it a shot and let me know how you feel about it. I think it was one of my favorites. And yet, when I went looking for my very favorite screamer, the way huge Green Rhino, sadly, it had not been done. And so somebody out there, if you've got a Green Rhino, learn how to do this stuff and then profile it so we can have it. I've tried to sell developers on it before, being like, hey, how about a Green Rhino? And they're like, hey, how about a Tube Screamer that people know more than a Green Rhinos? I'm like, all right, that sounds good too. You can't get too crazy with Tube Screamers. Can't. All right. What are we going to do here? This was also pretty good. I tried this last night. Ears, everybody. Ears. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's bring that back just a tiny bit. Yeah. Woo! That was fun. Oh, yeah, it was. This is a really good HM2. This is the Wazacraft HM2, and there's 4 profiles of this one. Let's try out this one as well. Oh, hell yeah. That was awesome. That was so good. Oh, see, like the smile on my face is like whoever made that profile. I can't remember where I got it now, but gosh, yes. Yeah, and this is just a profile. And here we go, okay? Classic. This is a classic, okay? Go ahead. Go and look at all the records that ever had an HM2 on it and tell me they ever used more than maybe 2 settings. Maybe. There is a setting that's more of a rock and roll setting that you can use with the HM2. It's not all just like, everybody, you have to turn all the knobs all the way to the right or you are not using it very good. Come on, back off me. Oh, tell me how to live my life. All right. So it's like, there's that setting. There's like everything to the right. And then there is the rot and roll setting, which is basically just kind of, you're just going to roll off some of the low end and the gain stays the same. It's a little bit different. And but there you go right there. That's an easy pedal to shoot because it's pretty much just one sound that people are looking for. And if you don't get the rot and roll, if you just get in one setting, yeah, sure. No one's going to care because really most people don't know that second sound even exists. So even if you did that sound, people are going to think that's terrible. That's awful. That doesn't sound like an HM2. Because really the only way to use it is with everything just smashed to the right. And I will say that that's pretty much how it is, right? So then it's pretty easy to capture. So listen how good this is. Yeah, it is. Doom. And why wasn't? Let's be honest. Let's level with each other a little bit. Well, let's be honest. Come on. Why did it take so long for the HM2 to show up in the Doom universe? For so long, it was like, well, hey, what about the HM2? You shut up. That pedal is not a Doom pedal. That is for Swedish death metal. You shut up. You shut your dirty mouth. This was like maybe 10 years ago. You could have had that conversation with like the Doom crowd and they would have just told you, just listen, you know what you're talking about. You're obviously very new here. Hey man, I'm just telling you, I calls it as I sees it. The DS1 is one of the ugliest, noisiest pedals of all time. Not a fuzz pedal, but yet still adopted and brought in to the Doom by the Doom universe and the Doom people and the Doomers. They love that pedal. But then you're starting to talk HM2. Whoa. There's no talk of HM2s in here. But eventually that pedal was infamous and dirty and filthy enough to where somebody was having the same questions internally as myself and being like, you know what, this thing sounds horrible and I'm just kind of going to use it, okay? Much like the DOD death metal pedal. And speaking of DOD, if you look in here, if you happen to see when I was scrolling around, the DOD grunge metal pedal is in here. And boy, does it sound just as bad as I remember it sounding. And in a good way. All right, let's check it out. So again, here is Without. And we're on 1 amp sim right now, but we will move along eventually. All right, here's With It. Filthy. What else we got? That sounds pretty good. It sounds good if you're looking for something that sounds bad. I would almost say that the grunge pedals sort of reminded me like of a DS1 that sucked less and had almost like a fuzzy aspect to it at times. And that's kind of what grunge players were looking. It's hard to say grunge players. Like, because in the John, we could get to it all day. That basically every band that embodied grunge was very different and not really what folks would these days consider to be a grunge band. Alice in Chains, metal band; Pearl Jam, rock band; Melvins, Doom. Arguably, a lot of people would call Melvins a doom band, or a progressive rock band. To be honest, I've heard them called that as well. And so, I mean, I think when I say grunge players, I meant like all the bands that kind of came next that tried to like kind of do the grunge thing. That was kind of a sound that they were after, that rotten DS1-y, like the Kurt Cobain sound. Let's be honest. That dude's guitar sound was not that good. Not that good. But it worked. All right. So, what am I listening to here? Is this... Hold on. I don't really feel like listening to Aborted right now. A little bit hectic for what it was after there. All right. So, now we're going to be going around. There's a few different things in here I wanted to check out. Can we just find just a regular Joe Tube Screamer? Where is my Joe? Here we go. Analog Man 808 mod. Okay, let's assess these a little bit further. Drive full. I don't want the drive full. Drive 2, tone 11, tone 12, level 1. None of these. Okay, that's a bit more. Level full, tone 12. Yeah, okay, this seems to be much better. And a lot of times they'll put the settings in the profile name if are several, so that's handy as well if you're looking around. All right, let's boogie around between amps here a little bit more. And as I mentioned for this one, I'm going to kick in an IR. And for now, I actually just kind of want to go with... Okay. Nice. This thing sounds great. The reason I'm not using the onboard IRs is because I don't want to. I just kind of wanted to check out some other stuff today. And so at first listen, I just wanted to run for that IR. And now I'm going to go back to Valhalla and test out some of the files that I've kind of been looking at for this pack we are working on. $5. $5 for a whole bunch of IRs. And so far, it's been pretty cool. Let's see what else we have here. Let's go to the diesel because I'm using a diesel. Sweet. So that's just kind of a look at some of the files that we're just kind of auditioning right now. And if you want to check out Valhalla, make sure you do that. They have one of the neatest collections out there. Amazing collection of packs. You will be baffled. I see you making your way over towards my sniffer. Just the worst when a cat hair ends up your nose when you're not expecting it at all. Bah. Bad to that. All right. I am going to move along to different amp sim at this point, just to check things out. And again, going back to it, we are just checking out the just a regular old Tube Screamer. I could get out of here. Pardon me. There it is. It's making its way over. I could get out of here. I kind of want to try that Dead Horse a little bit more. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to go back to, and this is the MRH, and this is the tone we have without the Screamer. No, it isn't. A little bit more of your Marshall sound. And then we're going to fire up the Screamer. Yep. Sounds great. To my ears, it sounds very solid. Not going to be a super long stream today, guys. I just wanted to, I kind of wanted to come on for about an hour or so, and just kind of go over some of these pedals and really just get to a bit of a conversation about how potentially this is definitely great. Like this is a really good way for you to have a lot of different looks / listens, a lot of different options for your tone when it comes to just having a lot of different pedals around, but maybe not having the budget, or, I mean, let's be honest, who has the budget to go buy every pedal plugin that you want? I would say that any pedal that you're really, really serious about owning a pedal plugin, it's like about owning like digitally, I would go and see if like there's like try every plugin you can based on that piece of gear, 100%. And if there's nothing out there, boom, maybe there's a profile. Let's hope. And I think are there still request boards? Does Tone Hunt have a request board where you can just like hit up there? I'm so new to this as well that like I'm just like constantly asking these questions. I'm just curious. Anyways, Tone Hunt is where I got all of these. I don't know of another place to get the profiles for the NAMM. I just don't. I don't really know of another place where I can just go and get a whole bunch. And this made it really, really easy to go get a whole bunch. Speaking of which, let's go see what else we have. So there are a lot of one-offs here, as you can see. A whole bunch of one-offs. But one pedal and the Solar Chug. And I don't know much about... Oh, I can hear the Hissy McHisserton. What's happening there? Why is it hissing at me? Either way, let's nuke that. See that right there? I tried these profiles and they don't really sound like what I heard in the videos. There's a few of these that I would consider to be like not great profiles, but if it's not great, then guess what? You're not out $30. You didn't even have to download a trial and install anything. It's a profile. You just go delete. That's it. It's out. I'm not saying don't ever buy a pedal plugin again because this exists, but that being said, it's pretty awesome. There's nothing I can say about it that's not 100%. This is awesome. Yeah, they should have a request board so that there's people out there that are making this stuff, looking around their collection going, geez, I don't know what I should do first. Why do I always turn Southern when I'm trying to make a decision? or chirping. And for all you Southern folks, I'm not making fun. That's just like, I go to accents sometimes, and if an accent, oh my gosh, if an accent offends you, geez Louise, I really hate to see how you negotiate your daily life without being upset. Gosh, that would be upsetting. In any event, yeah, let's move along from the Marshall. So far, and it's worth mentioning, so far, the pickiest amp sims that I've had when it comes to, I tried pedal profiles with so many different amp sims yesterday because I was just like, "Ooh, this is pretty fucking fun, and this is good. I need more." And then, I kept going, kept finding more and more cool shit, and I just wanted to keep mixing and matching. And so far, it's been like a couple of 800 plugins that I tried with these they definitely reacted a bit differently than I had expected. So interesting. Sick. And there's nothing going here, by the way. And I just have the amp and the pedals. And here we go. Let's see. Let's bring that up. I don't even know what pedal this is. I didn't even look up what the Puff one, what pedal it actually is. It's the one I didn't look up. The Carcosa fuzz. We're not going to be trying the Carcosa fuzz. No, there's going to be no fuzz going into a 5150. That is where I kind of draw the line. It's just never really worked out the way that I wanted it to. Stop it. Get off there. Go away. All right. Man, this is fun, though. So much fun. And I just had such a blast in the last few days. Just checking out all these different pedal profiles and amp profiles. You'd be surprised how many bad ones are out there. Unfortunate, but it is true. It's going to be, hopefully those people get better at it, though. That's all I can say. Line 6, Uber Metal Insane. What's that? Do I need to know what that is? Hold up. I want to... Hold on a second. Gosh, that's loud. Interesting, but I mean, it's not something I'd be looking for every day. I don't even know what that is. Victor, how are you, sir? Middle of the day. Victor's probably super stoked. Although we are only going to be here for about another, I don't know, half an hour tops. For me, I think at this point, 90 minutes going to cap her. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. I'm just pretty blown away by the possibilities behind the Neural Amp Modeler if it's done right. Be transparent. Be transparent, developers. If you're using NAMM in any way, shape, or form, be transparent. Just please, come on, be transparent. Give the Neural Amp Modeler and its creator, Steve Atkinson, all the due that, let people know, hey, this is NAMM powered. That's all you have to say. I think that's all you have to say at this point, right? NAMM powered. Neural Amp Modeler powered. And that's only if you use part of it. If all it is that you're releasing is just a skin on the amp modeler, the Neural Amp Modeler itself, however, come on, folks. I don't know if like that, you definitely be transparent. I don't think people are going to mind. People are going to appreciate it. I think if people know what it is that they're getting, I think that it works out better for everyone involved. That's just my own opinion. I mean, you can come at me if you want. I don't mind. Always happy to have a conversation. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. I am curious. Spark Booster. I actually really enjoyed this one yesterday as well. 11-hour shifts, brother. Glasses are a 5 out of 11 bad. Yes, thank you very much, sir. 5 out of 11, though? I think I wear them well. Somebody told me that these glasses should be part of what I do here, and that's it. They've become They have become the show. Occasionally, I'll dip into some of my other crazy glasses, but these ones I think are going to be, they're going to be the show. I don't wear these to work. Last time I wear these, I wore. Last time I wore them. I don't know. Like again, Southern folks. That's the voice I need when I'm the Southern people are not stupid. I know someone's gonna get mad at me at some point for using that. I'm basically just trying to be. I think it's just the redneck guy from The Simpsons is all it is really. I'm good. Yeah, you're right. Nam deserves that. I really feel like Nam deserves the full credit when it's being used under the hood somewhere. As long as you're 100%, even if you're telling people, listen, all we did here is we put some really rad profiles that we spent our God's honest time shooting some of the best profiles for Neural Amp Modeler that we could ever hope to shoot. We added some things. We had an IR loader somewhere in there, but really all it is, guys, is some NAM profiles. But ones that we made, ones we're really proud of, and they sound great. Whatever it is, if that's what you're doing, that's fine. That's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Just be transparent about it. You can sell it because people know, I mean, initially people might think, oh, well, they're selling freeware. They're selling open source code. That's not what we're talking about. They spent a lot of time getting those profiles right. There's gear required and skill and experience required to get that gear right. There's a lot of things required to make sure that those profiles sound so good that they're willing to kind of build something around it all together. And so if that's the case, then yeah, just be like, hey guys, this is what we did. And this is how and UIs aren't cheap either, guys. If you're out there, you're going to do a UI, like a nice looking functional UI for a plugin. It's not going to be cheap. So again, it has to be offset somehow, some way. It's got to be offset. I understand. That's great. It's fantastic. I don't know what you mean by that. Glasses, the image is like literally 3. That's true. Let's go. We do it bigger? There we go. Exactly. You're shooting your profiles with like thousands, hundreds, tens of thousands of dollars worth of gear. There's a fee that should go towards that. Yes, absolutely. And if you're spending money, and that being said, if you're gonna make, like, say you did some great profiles, and then all you're gonna do, and by the way, my opinions are not. I realize that the developer himself, Steve Atkinson, has all his own views on all of this. I realize that 100%. I've spoken with him. He's a very, very nice guy, and I realize that he's got all his own views. But guess what? It's okay to have your own views that are not that of the business. It's okay. You know what I mean? But when I've spoken publicly about any theory on NAM whatsoever, it's like there's a crowd that surrounds this tech. There's kind of a crowd, like the original OG crowd, that surrounds this, and they will fuck you up in the comments of stuff like that. I just again, like, this was just me speaking my mind. Somebody asked me my thoughts on it, so I said it, and they came at me kind of hard. But what I mean is, where I was going with that is that if you're going to use this if you're going to use this tech, and you're going to use it to make a plugin, and you're going to charge like money for that plugin, and then you're not going to give any credit whatsoever, no mention, no credit, no nothing. Everybody out there just assumes that this is something that you did, right? And let me get something straight. There are very different things between coding a plugin yourself and doing all that and just, coding or have somebody code like something that kind of surrounds the Neural Amp Modeler. So in any event, is this thing cool? Yes. Hell yeah, it is. And I think for me, at this point, it is going to live in my chain pretty much forever now. This has been christened, and it will now live in my chain forever as a pedal, not as an amp. And reason being is because I think the majority of amps that I can get profiles for are amps that I have plugins for that I just like a little bit better. Thomas, what's going on, buddy? We're not going to be around. Unfortunately, we're not going to be around too long today. It's going to be fun, though. It's going to be a fun week. I'm going to take the rest of the week off until Friday, as far as I'm going to be making some content, doing my things here, and doing things that way. Here's one of the profiles that got me kind of interested. Hang on. Let's try this Spark Boost here first. Not too shabby. Right. Cool. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Wow, we got a few people kicking around in here today. There's 6 folks. And what are we doing today? I think the main theme today has been, can the Neural Amp Modeler really do pedals? And how do those pedals sound when you smash them into an amp sim and not just into another instance of the Neural Amp Modeler running on a profile? Running a profile into a profile. I mean, there's just something about that to me that, I don't know. I mean, tell me in the comments, have you guys had luck, or do you notice artifacts and things and weird things starting to show up when you start doing profile into profile? And let me know how you feel about it. In this case, I am using, you might see a lot of crap going on in my signal chain, and really it's just stuff that just lives here full time, and you probably can't see anything until there we go. It's up a little high. All right, cool. I mean, it sounds great. It didn't work for me either. I'm not going to touch on that one. Can't talk about that sort of thing anymore. Yeah, I'll get in trouble. I'll get in I'll get in trouble for something. Sound pretty good. And here's something. Let's turn off that delay. Not sure what I'm talking like that, but there's another pedal that we have not seen. We have not seen. This is the Hyperfuzz. I'm excited. I'm excited for somebody to give it a go, but these profiles, not so bad. Not so bad. That's not so bueno, but I think that's more about how it's set up and not the profile itself, because the other profiles sound fine. That did not translate so well. Let's continue. Yeah, heck yeah. And that's fun for me because I have not yet ever gotten to use a hyper fuzz plugin, apart from the ringer fuzz, which in case one could argue the ringer fuzz. The ringer fuzz, if you've ever used it in Helix Native, it'll get you close, real close. But I still think I'd be curious to pick Ben Adrian's mind and how they coded that, being that it was just a component for Helix Native, yet that pedal was so well known to be just like, a lot of developers have spent a pretty decent amount of time trying to get one of those to go. There's like 2 or 3 developers that I know of that I've given it a go and done like at least some groundwork on it and gotten almost nowhere because it's a real serious beast. I do know, and Luca is not shy about letting everybody know that Luca at Audiority is working on one, and it's just gonna, it comes a little bit at a time, and that's okay as long as it comes out someday. Just to know that someone is diligently trying to make it happen, it is enough for me. That's a great guitar tone. Fuck You and Die. That I forgot. Some of these songs I just threw on here, and I would get to learn new things or suggestions. I'm like, I'll just add them all. Metal Tune Music. What's going on, Seuss? How are you, buddy? It's nice to see you. And today we are going over the Neural Amp Modeler. And we're just discussing theories and going over some of the pedals and talking a lot. And as I've said before, it's a podcast type of a deal here. It's gear talk. And the last time you had gear chat with your buddies, did someone just play through the entire discussion? No, you wouldn't do that. That might get you punched. All right, I don't know what any of these pedals are. Let's give them all a rip. The Colombo Plexi Breed. I have no idea what that is. It sounds to me like it's got the word plexi in it. What is it? Is it like a governor type pedal? Maybe, I don't know. Is it a governor copy? Maybe. Yeah, a lot of good fuzzes. Fuzzes. One for the glasses. Yeah, buddy. That was from the stream yesterday. I probably should have got rid of that. I've been trying to change it per stream just for fun, and it seems to work out. And it's great because we got some people asking Luca about the Ampeg VH140C. Man, that stream kind of went off the rails though. My nerves just got a hold of me. And as soon as I saw Thomas and his guys show up, I was just like, whoa, deer in the headlights. It's deer in the headlights. Oh boy, big deal here. This is the Colombo Plexi Breed ESR. I don't know what that means. Next, this is the Demon Effects Red TS9 KE. Hell yeah, it is. That sounds pretty cool. What else we got in here? The Governor Plus modded. I'm assuming ESR now I know is a part of the file name. That sounds pretty good. What else we got? I have no idea what this is. Sounds good, whatever the fuck you are. Sick. What else we got? The Rev denoised? Why do I feel like this needs... I think this has a power amp that's like built right into it, does it not? Does it have the whole chain built right in? No, there's definitely no chain there. There's a... what is this? The Rev G3. Okay, is the Rev G3 not a preamp pedal? So does I... See, now that sounds like a preamp, not a distortion pedal. The other one did. See, again, this is sort of just part of the, I don't know, part of the fun. We'll call it part of the fun. The Strymon Deco tape. Not a clue what that is. I can only assume it's some sort of tape saturation inside a box. Is that what it is? Back again, as much as I love myself. Service drive. Oh boy, don't you have to tell me about that. I was just given the choice of whether I would like to have as my focus, I will call my focus learners were not in the building today, and there was a couple of classes out on ski trips, cross-country ski trips. And so I was just sitting around and they're like, hey, do you want to do this or you can go home if you want to? I'm like, I'm going to go home. That sounds like a lovely idea. Quite. Very much so. And so I ended up with an extra afternoon to just sort of chill out at home and hang out with you guys for a bit. And it's been fun so far. Gosh. I have no idea. Yeah, okay. I see it now. Deco tape sat. Yeah, so it's a... But I'm assuming it's just a tape saturation in a box from Strymon. No idea what that... I've never seen that pedal in my whole life, but that's okay. And I would never buy a pedal based on it, but that's okay too, because now we have the profile. And that's another thing. If you use profiles of a certain, stomp box, and it's you're like, oh my god, that's amazing. And you find out that there's a couple of pedals that are designed or based or inspired by said piece of gear. The same piece of gear, rather, then it gives you that reason, like that little bit of extra confidence. Like, okay, like I've tried a bunch of profiles based on this thing and it rips. So yeah, I mean, having the full Monty in my collection seems like a good idea, right? Right. I mean, we like to hope. So I'm just kind of looking through as we go here. What is the Crazy Horse? Crazy Horse, what are you? That's definitely a fuzz pedal of epic purport. Man, so many good fuzz pedals. Thank you so much to whoever's doing these. Oh, that's got neck pickup written all over it. Yeah! I got assaulted by my mic. I assaulted the mic. I assaulted this mic. It no longer wants to work for me. Oh, now I want to know what a Crazy Horse is. Is it like Crazy Horse Fuzz? Who does this? See, these are the things that happen. Now I find out that this sounds cool. Who does it? I need to know. Is there a plugin out there based on what this is based on already? These are the questions that this profile has me asking. Yeah, dude. I wasn't expecting these fuzz tones to be worth a salt. and they are so good. So good. All of these fuzz tones that I went through a day yesterday of just neural amp modeler doom, and I was in heaven. I was like, holy shit. And there's pretty much only one way that I like to set up fuzz pedals anyways. I turn the fuzz knob all the way to the right. If there's a tone control, that's to taste. And usually it's rolling in between 5 and 7. And the level, again, is going to depend on out to taste. And usually the level's all the way up. And if it's not, then there's probably got to be a bunch of headroom in there. And it really depends on the pickups that I'm using as well. But still, I mean, shit. Not a lot of ways to set up fuzz pedals. You can't screw that up. You shoot maybe 5 profiles. That's probably the whole jam right there. 3 profiles, even 3 profiles. I'm all set. That'd be great. Yeah. Heck yeah. And that's just one profile. I just got so much enjoyment. I wish I could. I'm going to go and look that person up on Tone Hunt and give them, you can give them a little like, fuck yeah, I do. Thanks so much. And that just, I got so much enjoyment. Let's try the 3-volt model. That would assume that it's good. There are more volts. So much. It's just so good. I'm really, really happy with the Crazy Horse. That was really cool. Superb. And you can see right here the Carcosa fuzz. You might be noticing we're just kind of hanging on in the L12X. Is like this kind of because you can kind of throw whatever pedal you want at that. Like you can't do that with a 5150. You can't really do that with a diesel. I guess you could with a diesel channel 1 or 2. Maybe, but with the L12X, I just love testing things through it because it's so easy and I can kind of always tell what the amp is giving me, what the pedals are giving me. In this case, man, I didn't even know that Eric Johnson had a fuzz face. That's a thing? Fuzz all the way up to 8. Of course, that's what we need. Who gets a fuzz pedal and puts the fuzz on 0? Come on. What are you doing? Oh, yep. Why does Eric Johnson need a fuzz pedal? Does Eric Johnson secretly have a? No, I'm just kidding. I know that people use. Gosh, though, I can't even think. I guess I know what they're used. I know that a lot of fuzz pedals are used for the sustain and leads and stuff, but I can't even really think of any Eric Johnson songs. I can't think of more than 5 or 6 Eric Johnson songs anyways. Oh, that's great. I don't know how you can't, like, if you're not like on your way to, if you're not on Tone Hunt right now, mid video, we're pretty much at the end of the video. 5 more minutes and we are going to wrap it up in about 5 minutes, and it's been about 90 minutes. I could not have had more fun today. I've had such a good time on the streams lately. I just really need to bang out some pre-recorded content as well and to go along with it, and that's just coming in time. It comes in time. I need to pump out some shorts, need to do some other things. We got to be smart about this YouTube thing, and maybe just want to bring attention, but I don't want the wrong kind of attention either, right? Don't want the wrong kind of attention. We want to just grow organically, as we've always done in our previous efforts. We like to grow organically and do the things that we like to do slowly and surely. And I think this will happen like that as well as we go. As we did not mention, if you guys are interested in Boosty McBoosts and things of that sort, drive pedals. Well, this isn't really a drive pedal, but this is the boost of boosts, guys. This is the Sword. And as far as I know, the presets are good to go. They are up and they're live in the new version of this pedal. So you can go get this at Audioarty. And if you get it for at least a limited time, you have $30, $29.99. You can get either of these Solidus amp stands for $29.99. Both of them are amazing. You get 3 amps. You could get 3 amps for $60. There's 2 inside one inside the other. Guys, head over to Audioarty, pick this up, and take a look at all the other stuff they have to offer. And this is our custom boost called the Sword. And what do I think? This versus having stuff like this. Well, I mean, for starters, this is just an EQ, this isn't drive, really. However, when it comes to the Neural Amp Modeler being used as a pedal, or the Neural Amp Modeler being used as for amp profiles, gosh, guys, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards it's better for pedals at this point, because, geez, there's so many really, really accurate, and I mean, these are fooling me. Like, I honestly feel like I'm listening to the real thing. And sure, the thing is, you can't mess with you can't really mess with the UI when you're using a pedal like you would with the amp. And even if you're using an amp, it's like anything that's profile based. If they give you a set of controls, they're meant to be used sparingly. If you've got to really crank any of those to get a good sound out of a profile, it's not a good profile, or you're using the wrong profile for your personal taste. So always remember that anything profile based is going to give you that, like, just leave the controls alone generally. If it's not for you, it's not for you. The same thing with the pedals. It's even more rigid. I wouldn't even touch the UI at all, as I did not have the best of luck doing it that way. It kind of creates just something in the pedals that is a bit different than something you'd see in an amp. But that being said, there are a lot of profiles out there, and a lot of really good pedal profiles. Get out there ASAP, pick yourself some sort of amp sim that's like, jack of all trades, something that can do a little bit of everything, and then just start hammering profiles, pedal profiles into it, see what happens. There's a lot of fuzz out there. I see some wah pedals, as those can still be, I mean, you're not going to be doing modulation effects and stuff like that. It's not really how it works. But as far as drive goes and stuff like that, yeah. Who's the German pirate metal band? Yeah, that is my pirate ship. That is, the band is called Rum Ahoy. I knew that song was going to get people asking questions. It's just like, you hear like, they're a really bizarre band, and the singer looks exactly like you think he would look once you listen to that band. Pirate metal is one of those things where there's a lot more pirate metal bands in the world than you might think, and not all of them are good. And I would say roughly 85% of them are going to make you cringe pretty darn hard, but entertaining still. And I've got some really, really cool ideas I was going to do at Eddie's EQ curve idea today, but I didn't end up getting into any of the amps. As far as the pedals go, man, this is just like such a wealth of pedals. Oh man, like there's like I said though, just load it as it is. It just sits that way and just does its thing. And that's why I feel like you might see a developer out there somewhere take a stab at adding like a loading window to like one of their products, so that you can load your own pedals for stuff like that. You might see that. Like here's a few different. They might show you like here's a selection of 8 or 9 or 10 really good profiles for amps, and here's a collection of 20 or 30 different profiles across 6 pedals, and they're going to sell you all of that in one thing. That's decent. Yes. I agree. Having the sword really did make sense out in front of those profiles yesterday, as opposed to using. And I'm not saying that the profile over profile thing can't work, because Lord knows, I mean, it definitely can work. Profile over profile, for sure. And the neural amp modeler, though, I mean, yes, this thing is awesome, and it does replace some plugins, in my opinion. And I'm going to say this: I don't care how this comes across, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Like, this plugin and Genome, basically, like, there's no reason for anyone to buy ToneX. I'm sorry. ToneX is just the one of these profiling scenarios that just is not coming around to my ears, or nothing feels like an amp. Nothing gives me the satisfaction of an amp. And I have tried so many different profiles. The neural amp modeler turns that thing, it just makes it useless to me. That doesn't mean you. That doesn't mean you should write it off or take my word for it. Do your own research. Try the neural amp modeler. Try some good profiles, and then go ahead and try ToneX and try some of their good profiles. The stock, they provide plenty for you. And you'd think that the stock provided, company provided profiles to showcase the actual tech would be good. And nothing that they've provided so far is very good. I can say that all I want. But what I'm saying is, this is free, and the profiles are free, and you might have to pay for some of them. But like SynMix, for example, you want a guarantee? Okay, go on ToneHunt, get the SynMix stuff. You are guaranteed that that's as good as, to me, to my ears, and to my limited amount of experience, that is as good as the profiles get at this point. Those are the best profiles I've used so far, and there's a few of them for free, and at least that'll get you started. After the amp, you've got a killer tone shake. Yeah, again, the sword is going to get its own video. That is going to be coming sometime this week. I'm going to be doing an intro video introducing what it is that we do here, so we don't have to explain it all the time. Then I'm going to be doing a separate video for the sword and explaining everything that the sword does. And putting it after the amp is another option indeed. However, using would you say that the presets still come in handy when you're using it after the amp? Or would you need a separate set of presets for doing things after the amp? That is another question entirely. I'd like to know that. Inquiring minds want to know. I see. I like that 5-band, or with 5 or 6. It's a 5-band. I like the 5-band back there, and that's another option, right? Yeah. All right, guys. It has come to be about that time to wrap it up. Today was a great time, and I had such an awesome time using the neural amp modeler once again today in a pedal solution. Guys, I feel very strongly as far as the amp profiles go. I think they are still very much hit and miss, and will depend on a few different things. And I feel also like there are some nooks and crannies that could be added. And I think Genome did a good job at kind of addressing some of those needs, at adding that enhancer and adding some other things to the equation. That is fantastic. Okay. But as far as the pedals go, there's almost no fooling at all. Like, I've only heard a handful of bad profiles for starters. And pretty much right away, I can tell that I'm using a profile. If I'm actually playing the guitar, I can hear things that just don't make sense, and you can feel things in the sound and the response that just don't fully make sense. With the pedals, it hasn't had the same effect at all. So I would say that if you're out there and you want a way of using a bunch of different pedals, drive pedals. I should stipulate drive pedals. This is a damn drive and fuzz and distortion. There's just so much in here that you can grab. So I would say grab as many pedals as you can and try them all, and let us know how you feel about it. And by all means, if you guys find something that's really, really good, let us know about it. We want to know, like, the profiles that we want to try them too. You know what I mean? All right. So up front. Nice. I got you. You can also use a lot of people have this sounds crazy, but a lot of people have a lot of luck using a metal zone in their loop. Talk about that another time. We'll have a whole stream about metal zones at some point. We should do that. The infamous. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it this week. We're going to have a stream about metal zones. It's going to be like, there's going to be one person there and like 3 people will watch it ever. But we're going to do a stream on Metal Zone plugins. And there's more than you think out there right now that you might be thinking, how many are out there? There's a lot. There's more than you think. And we'll touch on that next time. We'll see. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate each and every single one of you. My challenge today remains unchanged from yesterday. I want you guys to go and check out the Neural Amp Modeler, but this time try it as a pedal out in front of your other amp sims. In this case, I tried the L12X, the Brainworks Diesel VH4, the Kazrock Ampcraft, and all of them were wonderful. All 3 of those were wonderful, and they sounded great with these pedals. What do you guys like to blend together? Let me know in the next stream, the next time we're streaming with Nam here. That is my challenge for you. Go and try it as a pedal, and go and download all the pedal plugins, all the pedal profiles that you can from Tone Hunt. And I will see you guys more this week. Really, eh? That's cool. I didn't know that. Thanks for hanging out, Pedro. Thanks to hanging out for all the staff and Bo and Eddie and everybody else that dropped in today. Thank you so much for this impromptu afternoon stream. It was a blast. I very much thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for everything else. And I will see you guys when I see you this week. If I don't see you during the week, as always, look forward to Friday. Saturday, we may have a guest. And Sunday, I'm going to try once again. Am I ever going to try to devote it to just pre-recorded stuff? See you guys then. And in the meantime, have fun. Play as much guitars or bass or keyboard or anything that you can. And enjoy yourself. See you.